Hello, children. Today you will learn a 7th standard English lesson India through the eyes of a foreigner. In this lesson, you'll come to know about the short account of Mark Tully's experiences in India. Mark Tully tells us why he likes India and Indians very much. He gives word pictures of India's natural beauty and the beauty of India's social, religious, and cultural activities. There are beautiful descriptions of the ways in which we worship the Almighty. In the end, he says he has been accepted as a part of India. This thought makes him feel good. Now let us know the explanation of the first paragraph. Mark Tully arrived in India. He quickly realized that it was not difficult to get involved in India. Here, involved means closely connected in relationships and activities of others. As he arrived India, from day one, he was surrounded by friends who introduced him to the staff of All India Radio, Press Club, and his neighbors. Marx says that many are still good friends. These friends encouraged him to get involved in India. When he was asked why he did not go back to England, he happily replies that it is because of his friends here in India. He was so attached to his Indian friends. Explanation of the second para. Mark Tully says is that it was not the only reason he decided to stay in India. The part of the truth is that he is drawn to India by its natural beauty. He describes how he explored the beauty of India. Once they were camping in the great Himalayan National Park, watching the snow covered mountains which glitter in the sunset, and in the next week he would be in Kerala, sitting in his swimming trunks, watching the sunset over the Arabian Sea. And Mark Tully says us, sunset over the Arabian Sea looked as the sun slid like a great red dome. The difference is one sunset was washed over the Himalayan mountains, other was washed over the Arabian Sea. He is nostalgic about the smells of seasons in India. Then Marx says about the early summer smells are dry scents in Delhi as the blue jacarandas, the scarlet gulmohar, and other trees come into flower. The sweet smell of the queen of the night and the freshness of the first of pine trees in the foothills of the Himalayas after a long, hot, and dusty drive across the plains. There are the folk songs and the classical music with ragas that start with austerity and end in ecstasy, evokes nostalgia in him. The meaning of austerity is simplicity. Ecstasy means state of a strong feeling of happiness. And in the third paragraph, Mark speaks about the great works of our literature, art, ways of worship, our monuments, and the Indian fort. He says about the two great epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, and the poetry by great poets. He says the art of the Pradhan tribe in central India attracted him so much that it occupies completely one wall of his flat. Then Mark talks about the festivals celebrated in India. He describes how Muslims stand in line after the line, bowing their heads in prayer. The Hindu pujari performing the evening rites in a Hindu temple. The sound of priest singing the six scriptures in the Golden Temple. By looking at the great monuments in India, he was amazed, surprised. Especially, he says, nobody will be disappointed by the beauty of Taj Mahal and forts of Rajasthan. And about food, he says there are freshly cooked parathas for breakfast in the open air dabas or restaurants along the Grand Trunk Road. And there's the delicacy of a vegetarian thali in Gujarat. Here, the meaning of solemn means very serious. Informality, here it is not grand. Unusual, interesting because different from others. In the last paragraph, Mark Tully admits that all these things compelled him to stay in India. He is apologetic and admits that he is not a poet to give an apt description of India. Only a poet can describe what India means to him. Marx says that most of the foreigners like India because India and Indians are unique, special. He is grateful to India and Indians for being accepted as one of themselves. I hope you all understood the explanation of the lesson India through the eyes of a foreigner. Thank you, children, for listening. Take care. Goodbye.